Checking in on stocks now. After yesterday's slump on Wall Street, futures continue to slide as investors wring their hands over some bad economic data. Thursday, a disappointing retail sales report caused the Dow and the S&P to dip over 2%. The Nasdaq tanked over 3%. News Nation business contributor Lydia Moynihan joins us now. And Lydia, I think retail sales being less than expected isn't such a big deal, except that it's Christmas, and this is when retail sales should be highest.
Exactly. I think economists are asking, where are people getting their Christmas presents this year? Is it going to be a Grinch stole Christmas kind of year? That seems to be what it was, because November is historically when people spend a lot of money on retail buying Christmas presents. When we have Cyber Monday, Black Friday, all of those sales, and that just was not enough to budge people to spend. And it's actually the worst retail spending report we've gotten in a year. We expected it to drop about 0.3%, and instead it dropped 0.6%. And this encompasses electronics, online shopping, retail shopping. So it was definitely a gloomy sign for the market. Economists are reading this, that people are gearing up for potentially a downturn. They're trying to save their pennies as much as possible and be cognizant of a recession looming. And what's interesting is we've seen the sort of inflation gradually coming down. We're seeing the Federal Reserve decrease the rate hikes at the levels that they were. And now it seems like the markets are worried that as we appear to be getting inflation under control, potentially this slowdown and this recession could be looming. And they're reading into these retail sales as a sign that that's what's happening here.
Certainly not the Christmas present that any traders wanted. We'll see if that continues through the holiday, through the end of the year. Lydia, thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, in the name of his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, a so-called black man. Babylon is falling. Babylon is falling. Its spells, its enchantments are wearing off. Its spells and its enchantments are wearing off. This is Revelation 18. And the first verse reads, "And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is falling, and it and is become the habitation of devils, and the hole of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High have remembered her iniquities." Right. So we are seeing the downfall of this society. Usually this time of year, sales are up, especially around this time of year, the holidays, sales are up, things are looking, on the up and coming. But now, especially around this time, like I showed you and played you in that clip, sales aren't like they used to be, and it ain't really looking good for Babylon, also known as America, because this truth is going out high volume. It is waking up people, and people are taking heed to the enchantments and the spells that's being cast on them through Babylon the Great, and they seeing that everything they've been taught was a lie. And even this holiday Christmas, how they try to tell us that it's the birthday of our Lord and Savior, Jesus, that's who they say, but it has nothing to do with the Messiah of the Bible, Yahweh Shai. It's who they portray to you as Jesus, through what? Through the images of Christianity and all this stuff right here. So, see, they giving you a narrative that doesn't fit the scriptures. And for the longest, our people have bought it hook, line, and sinker. You know, they come to you as, oh, this is a time of giving, this time of year, you know, you're supposed to love your neighbors and you're supposed to be charitable and you're supposed to do this and that. And meanwhile, not telling you the sinister meaning behind Christmas. You know, it's the worship of Satan. Particular Nimrod and his mother Semiramis. With Christmas Eve and Christmas. It has nothing to do with our Lord and Savior Yahushua. But you see, through this truth, it's bringing out their lies. And a lot of our people aren't buying or, you know, falling for it anymore. So they coming out of Babylon. They coming out of the mindset. They're not literally leaving America and fleeing to other parts of the world. They leaving America in their mind, their mindset. Through reading the Bible, they are seeing that they were told a lie. Like I told you, for instance, Christmas being one of the main culprits, that they lied to us for years, centuries. You know, but when we read the scriptures, it tells us something contrary to what we've been taught coming up in this society. You know, we can get that out of Jeremiah. And it reads, Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 1. Hear ye the word which Yahweh speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. For the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen, with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not. They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not. They must needs be born, because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, neither also is it in them to do good. See, this was a custom that, you know, Yahweh was warning us from partaking in. This is one of the customs of the heathen. They will worship the palm tree, which is the modern day Christmas tree. They would deck it with, you know, silver and gold, just like what you do when you deck your Christmas tree. You put ornaments and stuff on it. What do you think you got that from? You got it from the heathen that you worship unknowingly, but now that the truth is coming out in high volume, there's no excuse for you not to notice it, especially in this time. So you see, Babylon enchantments are wearing off. It's being exposed day by day, which is why they're gonna have to fast pace this mark and roll this thing out, you know, because they see their kingdom slipping out of their hand, man. The people are waking up. They're no longer asleep. As it tells us in Romans the 13th chapter, what? This is Romans chapter 13, and let's go down to verse number 11. And it says, in that, knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than we believe. So we getting close to the end of this man's kingdom. So we got to wake up and stay awake, because it's easy for us to you know, fall back into that deep sleep and start to pick up these ways. So we got to stay awake, and we got to endure to the end, man. Because believe it or not, he coming with the end game, man. He just setting the stage right now. You know, high inflation, you know, I mean, whatever he can set to get you to take that mark, he's gonna present it before you. So you just gotta stay awake and you can't fall asleep, because he'll take certain liberties away from you, and then he'll give them back to you to make it seem like everything is okay, when in actuality it could be far from that. And this man is being exposed right now. So let's go to Isaiah. Let's do 29. And let's jump down to verse number 9. And it says, "Stay yourselves and wonder, cry ye out and cry. They are drunken, but not with wine. They stagger, but not with strong drink. For Yahweh hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and have closed your eyes. The prophets and your rulers, the seers, have he covered. And the vision of all is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed, which man delivered to one that is learned, saying, Read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I cannot, for it is sealed. And the book is delivered to him that is not learned, saying, Read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I am not learned." So for the longest, we'll be up in these churches and having this book read to us by pastors and bishops and, people who weren't learned. Although they went to a school to learn the book, they were far from learning the book. But now he has given us servants, prophets that can read and give us this book to wake us up out of this deep sleep that we've been in, pursuing the prophecy. So now we have to do our due diligence and stay in this truth and keep our head on straight, man, and measure the time diligently to know exactly where we at. You see? Because it's easy for us to fall back into that deep sleep. And you don't want to do that, especially in the times we living in right now. That could cost you big time. So it's important that you stay in tune with this book, this Holy Bible, and know where you at, and know we right around the corner from this mark, and you seeing it, you may be able to see it with your eyes, but you can see it better with your eyes if you have the eyesight and the discernment to understand these prophecies that's being written in this Holy Bible right now. And they getting ready to roll this thing out, and they ain't gonna slow down either, man. One way or another, they're gonna get this thing out, man. Pursuing the Revelations, the 13th chapter. So this is in the same book, Isaiah, but a few chapters down. This is exposing Babylon. This is Isaiah 47:1, and it reads, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Take the millstones, and grind meal. Uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance and will not meet thee as a man." So now we see in Babylon being uncovered and shown just exactly who she is. The habitation of devils. See, in the beginning, she gave this facade as she was this God-fearing country, in God we trust. For the longest, that was a spell she cast amongst the whole nation. But now in these end times, we seeing exactly who she's been since the beginning, man. A harlot, a whore, a deceiver. She's been sinning since her inception, man. Now you seeing it come out more and more in these last days. She's being exposed. Her thighs being shown, you know, through her philosophy, her philosophies. Other nations have been drunk, but not with strong wine. Through her philosophies, whether that's democracy, you know, that's one of the biggest philosophies she's been pushing. But now she's being exposed, you know. same-sex marriage. You know, we seeing all these things that's going in contrast with the Bible, but yet she claimed in her inception that she was of the Bible. In God we trust. Now we seeing her true colors being revealed in these last days. You know? So it says, as for our Redeemer, this is verse 4. As for our Redeemer, Yahweh of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel. Sit thou silent, and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms. And the Chaldeans was known for, you know, witchcraft, astrology, and all that stuff like that. I was wroth with my people. I have polluted my inheritance and given them into thy hand. Thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou Slocky, let me read that again. Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke. And thou saidst, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart. Neither didst remember the latter end of it. Verse 8, therefore, hear now this. Thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thy heart, I am, and none else besides me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. And that's the attitude of this country, man. It's a prideful country. You know, you can't tell it that it's done anything wrong. It just, you know, exuberates that, you know, that self-pride, like we the best. There's no other country better than us, man. But we seeing through his philosophy, hey, I keep messing up on that word. Through his philosophies that it couldn't be nothing different than what it claimed to have been in the beginning. You know, straight up evil, sin. And now that it's getting exposed, it's trying everything in its power to suppress the truth. To eventually, they're gonna try to take the truth away. You know, pursuing the Amos the 9th chapter. A famine of the word. That's gonna be their next step, man. They got to get rid of this truth, man, because it's exposing them. It's showing exactly who they are, or who they ain't for that matter. So this is verse 9. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day. The loss of children and widowhood, they shall come upon thee in their perfection for the multitude of thy sorceries, and for the great abundance of thy enchantments. You know, and that's exactly what's going on, man. Her sorceries and her enchantments are being revealed, man. She's becoming a widow, a loss of her children, because people are coming out of her. In particular, the chosen, the elect. We are waking up from out of her enchantments, out of her spells. And the only way is through this word, man. And it's not us that's awakening. And it's not us that's an awakening. It's Yahweh who left the comforter for us to remember all these things, man. And now we seeing this this mass awakening come to fruition in these last days. And they scrambling, trying to figure out how we go, fast track this mark. So they got to do whatever they got to do to get this prophecy fulfilled, And we seeing the results of them scrambling because what? We seeing around this time of year, this holiday, that their sales are dropping. Showing you that their enchantments and spells are wearing off. So they got to move on to phase, to the next phase. Which is, they supposed to be rolling out the CBDC sometime next year. Which is going to be programmable, where you're going to have to spend whatever money you have by this certain time before that money expires. Or if you have certain money in the bank, your money can lose interest, and you can actually lose the value of your money if you don't spend it in that certain period of time, whatever they give you with that CBDC. Which is eventually going to transition into that mark, when you're going to have to take that just to stay on the grid, man. You're going to have to worship the beast. You're going to have to take the beast. You're going to have to take that mark. And, if you do, that's your ass, man. So this is verse 10. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. Thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thy heart, I am, and none else besides me. 11. Therefore shall evil come upon thee. Thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee. Thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. Stand now with thy enchantments. There go that word enchantments, man, because this is how she fooled people, man. Through her enchantments. And one of her biggest enchantments for the longest was fear. It tells you that in 2 Timothy, the Most High didn't give us a spirit of fear, but of love and the power and of a sound mind. But through your upbringing in this society, fear was the number one enchantment that she put onto you. And that was loosely based on Christianity. Love thy neighbor. You have to forgive in order to go to heaven. Didn't go into expensive details who exactly is your neighbor and who do you have to forgive. And left it up to you through your imagination to figure that out on your own. That's why I said about the pastors and the preachers, man. They couldn't deliver up that book. They needed somebody to teach them the book. Because if you let them explain it to you, they'll say God loves the whole world. They'll say your neighbor is somebody that lives next door to you. They'll tell you to forgive somebody if they kill you. You're not supposed to have any anger towards them. I mean, not kill you, but kill somebody that you're not supposed to have any anger towards them. This is all madness that you get out of their philosophies. There you go. Out of their wine. This is what has you intoxicated, have you swaying left and right and drunk, through their philosophies. So now we seeing their enchantments wearing off, pursuing the prophecy, and now they got to move on to the next stage, man. But they don't want to alert you to what's going on. So they're going to bring in a CBDC for the transition. And then once they get you hooked on the transition, and you done left all your tangible assets, because the money wasn't never real money to begin with. It's what they call fiat money. Only backed by what? The ability to have you to recognize that, okay, this is what we say it is. But now that ain't even working anymore, they're going to have something that's programmable. And then once they get you to, buy into the programmable money, then they're going to give you something they got to put inside you. And once you get that, they can care less what you know at that time. Because by that time, you're going to be, their property. You're going to belong to them, to the beast. So it says, let's recap that verse again. I believe this was, we'll go to 12. Stand now with thy enchantments, and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. So, if so be, thou shalt be able to profit. If so be, thou mayest prevail. If so be, thou mayest prevail. Verse 13. Thou art weary in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. Right, because this place is getting ready to be judged, man. And if whatever they've been saying is to be held accountable, let all that stuff be able to save them from whatever this judgment is, whatever judgment is getting ready to come to this land right now, which is not going to be able to, because these prophecies are going to come to fruition, and their sins will reach up to the heaven, man. And now it's time for them to pay for their sins. So now this land has to be judged. It has to be cleansed. And it's going to be cleansed by fire. And that fire is coming in the form of those thermonuclear missiles, man. The ICBMs. So it says 14. Behold, they shall be as stubble. Man. Hey, 14. Behold, they should be as stubble. The fire shall burn them. And that's what's getting ready to come on right now. That judgment is getting ready to come on them right now, man. So they scramble. They trying to get as many people that's unaware to go down with them that don't know what's going on. So it says, behold, they shall be as stubble. The fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. They ain't gonna be able to deliver. See all those stargazers and astrologers and monthly prognosticators ain't gonna be able to deliver them, man. They can't tell them what's going on because they can't read the book. They don't know exactly what the book entails for them. Although some of them may have a clue or may know what's going on, they can't stop it. It's already written. So let's read that verse again. Behold, they shall be as stubble. The fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a coal to warm at. There shall not be a coal to warm at, nor fire to sit before it. Thus shall they be unto thee with whom thou hast labored, even thy merchants from thy youth. They shall wander, every one to his quarter. None shall save thee. Right, so once Babylon is completely annihilated and destroyed, all these people are going to go back to their own quarters, man, because there ain't going to be no more business here, man. It's going to be a wrap. It's going to be finished. All these other countries and kings that's been getting, fat off of the free labor of Babylon through its slaves for all these years, once this place is completely, destroyed and done with, they ain't gonna have no more business here, man. They gonna have to go back to their own quarters. And once the Lord come back, Yahushua, he gonna take all their crowns anyways, man. You know, so this is just the beginning right now, man. Low sales during this time of year. And we praying for, you know, these prophecies just to continue to keep on rolling out, man. Coming into next year, you know, we just gotta, you know, do our due diligently and, you know, just wait for our deliverance, man. Keeping this truth, you know, keep bringing out whatever information you got, and you know, just stay, stay ready, man. So we're gonna close out on 1 Peter, then we're gonna take it from there. This 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8. It reads, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour." You know, and he ready to devour as many as he can, to be honest with you. He want great confusion. He want chaos. Then it'll be easy for him to come in with the solution, the remedy. High inflation, interest rates. People can't afford this. We have the answer. We have the solution. Here is a CBDC, a central bank digital currency. Now you have extra income where you can afford the things that you once couldn't anymore because of high inflation, because of interest rates. Now once you take the CBDC, you can have extra money to buy the things that you once couldn't before you could, back before all this mayhem took place. Download the app. Log into your central bank. Now your central bank is putting money into your wallet. Now it has all your information. Now it knows what you're doing. You know, your spending habits. Now I can tell you, okay, you can spend and pay for this, but you have to spend it by this time right here, or you're going to lose it. See, this is all getting you brainwashed and getting you ready for the mark, which is going to take away all your freedom. You know, let's get that. This is Revelation 13 and verse 16. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. 17. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast. For it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. So with this number, you're going to be able to receive that mark. And with that mark, you will be able to buy and sell. You know, basically, you're going to be able to resume your normal life, or what you perceive to be a normal life. You know, if you're a merchant, you're going to be able to continue, you know, operating your store. If you somebody who is a consumer, then you'll be able to continue to consume. You know, you'll be able to return back to your normal lifestyle. Or if you don't receive it, you know, depending on what you know, that's what it is. If you in the truth and you know, you're gonna be delivered. But if you like out here and you one of these off the grid preppers and you believe that I'm gonna be able to, you know, ride this wave out and wait it out till things get back to normal, you're gonna be sadly mistaken, man. So the devil, as a roaring lion, he walking about seeking who he may devour. And it's all predicated on your mindset and your knowledge of what that's going on. Because believe it, he gonna get people up into that last moment, man. He gonna still have people coming down and getting help up into that last moment, and then it's gonna be too late by that time. Those missiles are gonna be in flight with pinpoint accuracy, coming to take out all of this, all of Babylon. So this is back in 1 Peter 5, and then we're gonna close out. 5:8, and it reads, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour." And if you drunk and you can't walk steady, you're gonna be easy picking. If you still under these enchantments and these sorceries, what you gonna do, man? Try to run and trip and fall? He laughing at you, man. That's what a lion do. It looks for the weakest, the weakest prey. And if the prey can't run or walk steady and fumbling, it don't get no easier than that. So we got to be diligent. We got to stay in this truth. We got to pray, fast, and believe and have faith that we gonna be delivered, man. And it's not gonna be by our own hand, it's gonna be by the hand of the Most High through his only begotten Son, Yahushua, and none else. So with that being said, stay strong, stay in the faith. We almost home. Shalom.